Panoramic. Okay. Anyways, welcome back to Brad Tragic, another movie review. I watched a lot of movies in the past couple days. I can't believe I watched that many movies. I watched 3 movies. Incredibly. One because my son got it for his birthday. Anyways, that is not this review. That will be the next review. But this movie is about Mississippi Grind. I checked out this movie. It's on Netflix. It kind of caught me off guard, and I seen it, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to watch that. And there's always movies like that, and I never get to watch them. But I think it was a thing where I was trying to watch a movie that wasn't too bad because I knew uh, my niece and nephew was getting ready to come in the morning before I go to work, so I was gonna be watching this probably when they walked in, and I wanted a movie that I could probably pause on and it wouldn't be that bad until they, left the room or whatever to go and, whatever. But anyway, this has Ryan Reynolds in it. And I don't know any of the other actors. I know there's a couple other people that I think that was in other things, but I don't really remember. I think it's mainly Ryan Reynolds, and he's the main guy they got to be in this movie. But like I said, there may be a couple others that I'm just not aware of them being in anything else. But Mississippi Grind is about a movie about this guy who I think is pretty much kind of a lower class management guy. And what I mean by that is like landlord, kind of. I think it's more of like a big conglomerate place that owns a bunch of houses that they rent out. And you can tell it's kind of like a lower class kind of thing going on where, it's probably a big city and this guy, or a little town, and he shows them around these apartments and he gets commission from renting out the apartments. I don't think it was a house sale, but maybe there is. Maybe he does sell houses. The way I got from the movie, though, it seemed like he was renting them out or something like that. But it could have been a sale thing. Like I said, a lot of things they didn't give it a lot of information about. But what I got from it, it was either one of those two. But it was like a guy, he was in his like mid-40s, and he had gone through a lot. You find out through the movie he's been divorced. He has a gambling problem. And the way the movie starts out is... he also has a little girl that you find out throughout the movie. But you start out and you find out that he's going to play cards. And he sits down on a poker table. He pays for his chips and everything. And you can just tell that this guy doesn't have a lot of money. He's just probably using, some extra money he had to go play, the game. And he looks just like a normal individual. He doesn't look like he has any problem whatsoever at the beginning of the movie. And he sits down and he starts playing poker. Now, a little bit later, about a few minutes and more after that, Ryan Reynolds, you see him on the screen. His character comes into view, and he basically he's loud. He's not like loud, but he's like very obnoxious. And he's saying, "Hey, how you doing? What are you doing tonight after work?" And he's the normal Ryan Reynolds stuff. But he's kind of more like kind of more of a downtown kind of guy where he's just kind of being sly and cunning, or how do you say that? Smooth. He's more of a smooth guy, not like really loud, but kind of more of a smooth guy that's like trying to sweet talk the ladies and, trying to win over the guys. And he's at the table telling jokes and, everything like that. And it happens, and he kind of was a kind of a good luck thing because I guess through at the beginning of the movie, I kind of what I got from it was that the older guy, the 45-year-old or early 40s guy, kind of had been on some down luck lately, and he actually won some money the night Ryan's character shows up, and I can't remember his character name in the movie. Like I said, I watched 30 movies in the past couple days, so I'm getting mixed some of the names, the character names. I'm not going to be sure of, but it they're playing a game, and they kind of skip forward, end up in the bar in the beginning of the movie, and like I said, it kind of just it's this journey between these two guys, Ryan and this older guy, becoming friends. But then this guy kind of like he's not sure about this older guy, and is his name Tony? No, it's not Tony. That's some other guy in the movie. I can't remember what his name is. Oh, I know what it was. It was Jerry with a G. So Jerry and this other guy, Ryan's character, they go on kind of this adventure, and that's what this is all about. The whole movie is about that, them trying to make a bunch of money on the way to go play at this guy's Tony something's house. And supposedly it's a big money game that you have to have $25,000 to enter enter the high stakes, game that they have. And they want to go there and they want to win a bunch of money. In the end, something else happens, and it's pretty good for both the characters. But like I said, it's kind of a gambling movie, and also kind of like people that do this kind of thing, they do have struggles. And I think this is a good movie for. It's not the movie you want to watch if you want to be a poker player. It's the movie you want to watch before you want to decide you want to be a pro poker player, because this is the roads you could go down. This is kind of like the bad side of being a poker player and knowing the results that could happen if you can't control your gambling and are able to kind of know how to manage your money. And I think that's what comes through in this movie, is that being a pro poker player. I'm not bashing anybody that's a pro poker player, but you know that you have risks involved, and you have to make sure to maximize and lower those risks. Not maximize your risk, but maximize your efforts to lower that risk, of saving your money. Going into low tournaments that you can cover and get into, and that you're not paying out more money than what you have. So you don't try and get there's people. I'm sure there's people out there like that, that loan people money, that know if they don't pay the money back, they're going to go and break their legs or kill them. Well, I'm sure there's people still out there like that. But there's just, like I said, there's a dark side of the poker world that not a lot of people talk about. And I think this is the movie that kind of like, when it was all glamorized about poker, and trust me, I was there. I wanted to be a pro poker player too. I think everybody wanted to, about 10 years ago. And then, the FBI came in and shut that dream down for everybody, because now you can't play poker online, except going through a few websites that probably aren't legal. But anyways, beside the point. The movie is pretty good. Like, I enjoyed the movie, honestly. Now, it's not something that I'm going to go out and go, oh, this was such a great movie, but it was an entertaining movie. Like, it was actually not that bad. Like, I knew going into it, this wasn't going to be Ryan's, like, best role, because, Deadpool was the main thing for him now. His big thing right now that he's done, But I don't think Ryan, Ryan's kind of one of those guys where his movies are kind of, not all his movies are like home runs, but he doesn't have a whole lot of bad movies. Like, a lot of movies that Ryan's in are actually pretty good. Like, I don't think he takes like horrible scripts. He takes interesting scripts. And I think if you look at the work of Ryan Reynolds, he's really, I think after he's long gone, people are going to look back and say that he was actually a pretty good actor, because of the fact that he took a lot of different kinds of roles in movies, and he wasn't afraid to take a role that was kind of different. And this was kind of a different role for him, and this is kind of a dramatic role. This movie is really a drama. There was a few bit of comedy, and there was some Ryan Reynolds stuff in here, where he's like hitting on girls and stuff, and you kind of see the Ryan Reynolds come out. The kind of like, he looks so much like Dane Cook. It's crazy. They should never be in the same movie together. Who made that choice? Waiting. Anyways, that should never happen, because they look so much alike, and their comedy like kind of is the same. Like, who ripped off who? That's what I want to know, because I'm kind of thinking that like they knew each other or something at one point in time. But yeah, it's just the movie is really good. I thought it was really good. I would recommend, if you see it and have time, to check it out. It's probably not a bad one to see with a lady friend, but it's kind of depressing, so maybe not. It's one of those ones watch by yourself. Just don't get depressed watching it if you're a poker player. It puts you in depression if you're a poker player. Like if you're thinking about taking and like selling everything you own to go to the World Series of Poker, maybe watch this movie first. It might help you decide whether to do that or not. Yeah, there's some things that happen in this movie. It's interesting. Like I said, it's a bumpy road, and it shows this relationship between Ryan's character and Jerry. And I think it's interesting. I can't really give anything other details away. There's a love interest for Ryan through the movie a little bit, but they don't really dive too much into that, because it's not really about his character. It's about the other character. But during the movie, that's kind of one of the problems with the movie a little bit, is that you're not sure if the movie's supposed to be about Jerry or if it's supposed to be about Ryan's character. So I'm like, well, which one's it supposed to be? Because they kind of go back and forth. And I think the reason is because Ryan is supposed to be the younger version of Jerry. And he, I think, is realizing that this could be me if I don't watch what I do. And I think, like, near the end of the movie, there's certain things that he does that I think he kind of wanted to put himself in Jerry's shoes and see how it felt to be that way. Um, like I said, it's hard to explain a lot of things, and this is one of those movies where you don't want to give a lot away because it's there's no twists or anything in it. There's nothing like that. It's very straightforward. It's a drama movie, and it's just something that's kind of really cool. If you're looking for another poker movie to add to your collection, this is definitely one of them. But don't think it's going to be like a happy-go-lucky movie. I think if you see the Sid Unger, I think is his name Sid Unger? I think that's one. If you've seen that story and you kind of enjoyed that movie, you'll probably like Mississippi Grind because it's kind of along that line of kind of telling somebody's, struggle to become a poker star and become a poker, person and just, about their life struggles, in all. So it kind of puts it along that line. If you enjoyed that movie, which if you haven't seen the Stu Unger story, I'm pretty sure I reviewed it on this channel before. It's a really good movie too. But Mississippi Grind, definitely, it fits with that little thing that if you like that movie, you'll probably like this movie. And vice versa. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Like I said, if you've seen the movie, or if you see the movie, let me know down below. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on Netflix. That's where it's at. Just recently got put on there, I believe. That's why I caught it. Because it probably would have went into the abyss of the movies that they don't tell you about if I wouldn't have seen the recently added. So what happens, it's like if you don't see it, like when they first immediately put it on there, you're not going to see it at all. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. Catch you guys later. Keep rocking. Keep on watching movies. Later.